think we can start slowly. So again, good morning. Welcome everybody on our third webinar in English version. Today we will speak about thematic trips to Poland, school and student trips. Thank you very much that you found the time to be with us again. It's a big pleasure for us also to present another part of the webinars. And I hope you will spend with us 1 hour because I think this webinar also will take approximately 45 till 16 minutes. As I mentioned, today we will speak about the thematic trips to Poland for school, for students group, but also, of course, if you have another plan for your school trips, student trips, you can send it to us. We will find the best solution, best program. We can make tailor-made program to your needs. So I hope during this webinar you will find more interesting places for you to include it to your programs for school and students. My name is Dominika Najder, and I am responsible for English-speaking sector at Ernesto Travel. And it will be a big pleasure for me to be with you again. Our founder and owner is Ernest Mirosław. Office has existed since 2006. We are a member of Polish Tourist Organization and Małopolska Tourist Organization, and our base is in KRAKOW in Poland. Here you will find email addresses. To me, it's incoming at ernesto-travel.pl, and also the email address to our boss, our owner, Ernesto at ernesto-travel.pl. Also, those two email addresses on which you can contact with us will be at the end of the presentation. Of course, after this webinar, if you have any questions, please write to us. During and after the webinar, me and my colleague Deborah will make an answer for all your questions or your doubts. Since October 2020, we have made many webinars in many languages. We present the Poland as a destination, Poland Discover It. Later, it was a webinar about the Baltic states, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. Now we present the webinar for school and for student trips, and soon will be webinars about the pilgrimage places and leisure tours for the group. And next will be presentation about Poland as a nature, trips to Tatra mountains, our Polish mountains to discover the beauty of unspoiled nature, for example, the part of Masurian lakes. And in April, we plan to present webinar about the Poland for incentive trips, conferences, congresses, and MICE. So we will be more than happy if you can be with us during this all next webinars. Poland, on this map you can see the Poland on the map of Europe, some basic information about the surface, population, about our currency, about language. We have Polish zloty and we speak Polish. The most important places visited by students while traveling in Poland. This webinar I would like to divide it per two parts. At the beginning, I will describe the concentration and extermination camps. And the second part will be for main towns and places of nature, because the groups coming here to Poland, they choose a variety of programs. They connect some cities with the concentration camp. They connect some places related with Christianity. They connected some leisure part of the program with religion aspect. So I would like to show you during this webinar that we can connect everything all together to create the best solution, the best program for your groups, for their needs. So please have a look on the map. On the red color I marked the concentration camp. The most important and the biggest is Auschwitz-Birkenau. Later the group can visit Majdanek, Bełżec, Sobibór, Treblinka, close Warsaw, Chemno, Stutthof, on the north part of Poland. Later Rogoźnica, Pieśnica Wielka. They can pass by the KRAKOW, Warsaw. So not only concentration camp, but also the main towns and the places of nature. They can stop in the Tatra Mountains and go through the route of DUNAJEC. They can visit the Marian places like Częstochowa, KALWARIA ZEBRZ. They can be in the place where Karol Wojtyła, John Paul II, was born. I mean WADOWICE. Later they can go to north to visit MASURIA and the beauty of unspoiled nature. They can visit MALBORK, TORUÐ, POZNAÐ, WROCÐAW, and many other places. Start from Auschwitz-Birkenau, the Memorial and Museum Auschwitz-Birkenau, German Nazi concentration camp. As you see on the photo, we are in front of the main gate, and the unforgettable sentence "Arbeit macht frei" doesn't mean work make freedom. These places, Auschwitz is divided per two camps. It's divided per a museum, Auschwitz I, and the second part, largest part, Auschwitz II, Birkenau. So the group which visit this place, they are in these two camps in the same day. Auschwitz is located around about 60 kilometers from Krakow. This place can be visited during 3.5 hours. We can organize a visit in 6 hours, or we can organize a visit for 8 hours, or visit during 2 days. This place is also available to organize the workshop for the groups, guided in many languages: English, Spanish, Italian, and more foreign like Japanese, Chinese. So we have much more possibilities to organize suitable program for the groups. If the groups would like to stay in Auschwitz longer, there are hotels and restaurants as well. Auschwitz II Birkenau is the largest concentration camp. On the photo, you can see the wooden barracks, also the brick one. On the second plan, some of them are destroyed and have never been rebuilt. You can see the main gate and the part of the railway. In front of this railway, the train stops with prisoners. It was mostly Jews prisoners, but also other nationalities passed by through this concentration camp. It's counted that more than 4 million people, mostly Jews, died here in the concentration camps. Another place is Majdanek and Lublin on the south part of Poland. Lublin also played very important role during the Second World War, because when Gestapo entered to the city, the castle in Lublin was transferred into a prison, and later in Majdanek, the concentration camp were rebuilt. This concentration camp, as Bełżec and Sobibór, they belong to the State Museum in Majdanek, and the State Museum in Majdanek is one of the oldest institutions in Europe which take care about the remains after Second World War. Majdanek, Sobibór, Bełżec, this was concentration camp mostly for Jewish families. On another slide, we see the Sobibór and Bełżec. Sobibór is approximately 100 kilometers away from Lublin, Bełżec 130. From Lublin, 45 kilometers from Zamość, so passing by this area during one day, the group can visit these two camps. Also possible guided tours, and in this camps, it's a digital exhibition. In front of the Sobibor is the wall, a stony wall with some boards, included information about the victims of Second World War. And on the photo below, you can see Bełżec, which was totally destroyed during Second World War to hide the terrible crime which took place in this area. In 2004, Bełżec was partially rebuilt to create new modern exhibition to offer for visitors places to learn about to know better the history of World War II and to have idea what terrible story took place in Poland during the war. Treblinka, another place, 100 kilometers from Warsaw. So when the people have some planned visit Warsaw, Old Town and the surroundings of Warsaw, they can easily get Treblinka concentration camp. There is no museum there, but a large area which can be visited with the tour leaders. Currently, there is a monument where group can come closer. This monument commemorates the victims. Stutthof, located on the suburb of Gdańsk, approximately 36 kilometers from Gdańsk, in the village named Stutthovo. It was the first concentration camp and the longest operated concentration camp, German Nazi concentration camp in Polish land. When the groups concentrated on visiting the north part of Poland, we can combine this program to visit Gdynia, Gdańsk, Sopot, and concentration camp in Stutthof. On the European map, we put another concentration camp on the neighbor countries of Poland. Auschwitz-Birkenau, close to Krakow. Berlin, the group can visit Sachsenhausen and Ravensburg. Close Hanover, it's Bergen-Belsen. Close Leipzig, Leipzig is Buchenwald. Close München is Dachau. Close Vienna, we have Matzenhausen. So when group arrive by bus, because not all groups arrive by plane, but some of them also arrive by bus, and passing by, for example, German or Czech Republic, we can create a program which will be suitable for groups to connect, not only visited in Poland, but also we can create a visit in neighbor countries as well. So not only the concentration camp, but also the cities, the capitals of the countries, and the most interesting places. And now the second part of the webinar is about the cities, about the places of nature, which are voluntarily visited by groups, all kinds of groups. Krakow, I think the most beautiful place in Poland, maybe that's why, because I'm living here and our office is located in Krakow. But really, this place, it's worth to see, to learn about the history of the place, to pass through the biggest and the oldest market square in Europe, to know the history about Mariacki Church, why one of the tower is lower, why second one is the highest. This is a legend, but very interesting. You can pass by and go inside to Sukiennice, cloth hall, maybe buy some souvenirs. The groups also passing by Collegium Maius, the part of the oldest university in Europe. They passing by through Florianska Street to Florianska Gate and finish in Barbakan. We have it in the corner on the right-hand side. I continue to WROCław Street. The group reached WAWEL Hill with beautiful WAWEL Castle on the footstep of Vistula River, the longest river in Poland. So the group, the program for the group is not concentrated only for history, but we can organize for them as well the short cruise through Vistula River. We can organize them visits inside the castle to learn about the history of the Zygmunt Cathedral, to visit private and representants chamber of the Polish king. The groups always go inside the Zygmunt Cathedral, which is one of the most important places in Poland because it was the coronation chapel for Polish kings. In the program, you cannot forget about the KAZIMIERZ, the Jewish quarter. Just apart in Krakow from 14th till 19th century, they lived in the Jewish town, which was enclosed within a few streets, and this way they creating a strong community. They were very good workers, shoemakers, tailors. They have own businesses, as you can see on the photo on the right corner. They had their own businesses. Some part of the KAZIMIERZ have the unique character which is preserved, which had been preserved till this time. So in KAZIMIERZ you can find the special atmosphere of this place. Being there, it's worth to see the Szeroka street with many synagogues. The groups usually go inside the old synagogue from 16th century or visit Synagoga Remu with the cemetery. Passing by KAZIMIERZ, it's also worth to visit Galicia Jewish Museum. This place provides large knowledge about the Jewish culture. Schindler's Factory also is one of the most important place during trip to Krakow and surrounding. Schindler's Factory is very known because of the Steven Spielberg film, The Schindler's List from 1993. Visiting these places, you know the history about the Schindler's Factory and the owner, Oskar Schindler, who saved hundreds of lives by employment the Jewish families in the factory. And WIELICZKA sand mine, beautiful places, only 15 kilometers from Krakow. To go there, to visit this place, you have to go 300 meters underground, because there this magnificent place is located. It was created by many generations of Polish miners. From the centuries. They have carved, made from salt, corridors, chambers, beautiful king's chapels with altars, with sculpture. They have created the corridors. You can admire magnificent lakes. So everything what is inside underground is made by salt. The ornaments, chandeliers. A group usually spend in WIELICZKA 2.5 hours, 3 hours. It's possible also organize the holy masses inside in the chapel, because they are chapels, St. Kinga chapels, and the St. John Paul II chapels available to celebrate holy masses if the groups require. Polish folklore, also good idea to learn more about the Polish tradition, Polish cuisine, but Polish folklore as well. Why not? Amazing dancers with colorful clothes and national clothes that present dances and songs typical for Krakow, but also for other Polish regions. Going south from Krakow to Polish Tatra Mountains, we pass by DUNAJEC. The group passed by and stopped in Pieniny Natural Park and enjoy amazing rafting on Dunajec River. I think this is one of the most incredible pleasure for and entertainment for the group during 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, 3 hours. It depends on the road. The group can learn more about the geological aspect of this place. The craftsmen telling stories about the nature, about the legend, especially about the Janosik. You can admire the beauty of the region and admire and spoil nature. So group are very pleased and enjoy after this rafting on Dunajec River. Then continue south to Zakopane, to Tatra Mountains. The group usually passing by the Krupówki Street, the well-known city in Zakopane, but they have other possibilities. They can take a gondola to Gubałówka or a little bit higher to Kasprowy Wierch to admire beauty of the Polish Tatra Mountains. If you are a good walker, you can go to Morskie Oko. This area you can see on the photo on the right hand side with amazing panorama on the biggest lake in Tatra. It's a distance 9 kilometers up and 9 kilometers down, but if the group managed this, they are very pleased and enjoy that they did it. So I can also recommend that this kind of part of day during visit in Tatra mountain. There are many hiking trails, mountain trails. Everybody found something for themselves. When the groups coming during the winter time, we can organize a horse schooling for them with some sausages, hot tea, and many other interesting options to spend the day in Polish Tatra Mountains. WADOWICE and KALWARIA ZEBRZowska, religious places, which also is voluntarily visited by groups. KALWARIA ZEBRZowska is one of the Marian cult where Bernardine fathers take care about this place. It's not only the sanctuary, but also there are many churches and beautiful park surrounded the sanctuary, surrounding this sanctuary, and WADOWICE place related with the John Paul II, Karol Wojtyła, our Pope, born there. Groups visited the museum, home of John Paul II, which is rich with exhibition regarding belongings of family Wojtyła, and later with the offerings gave by Pope John Paul II. We can forget about the kremówka, which is a very nice Pope cake. Kremówka, it's called Pope cake. So when the group passing by WADOWICE, it's also a good idea to taste some kremówka, Pope cake, very popular. Częstochowa, very important Marian shrine in Poland. This place also is called Jasna Góra, with amazing miraculous paint of Black Madonna. During visit in Częstochowa, groups also visit amazing museum with the treasure of Częstochowa Monastery. There are also many votive offerings left by pilgrimages. BIAłoWieża, going west, northern east part of the Poland. Group can have opportunity to visit BIAłoWieża and Białowieski National Park. It's the largest national park in this kind of Europe, and is listed to list of the natural and reserved list of UNESCO. Only this place you can meet the real bison. So bisons are like postcard of this area. We can organize thematic trips to Białowieża and Białowieski National Park with a licensed local guide which learn you more about the nature, about any other aspect of this wild and rich region. Lake of Masuria, finally, beauty, wild, unspoiled nature, which offer many activities for all kinds of groups, not only for students, but also for our other guests, which voluntarily visited these places. This area, it's called the land of 1,000 years, and it's really true because you can count here 1,003 lakes. It's a good possibility for canoeing, for kayaks. There are some routes when the group can go for a walk, admire beauty of this area. We can organize a bus trip through the kurorts of Masuria, Masuria lakes, or even the boat trip through the great Masurian lakes. This boat can take 2-3 hours, depends on the group needs. So this region is full of wild places which can be discovered by our groups. Going north, and we will visit the Gdańsk, GDYNIA and SOPOT. They are located on the shore of Baltic Sea, and together GDYNIA, Gdańsk and SOPOT, they create agglomeration called Tri-City. In Gdańsk, group passing by through Old Market Square, passing by through streets, Renaissance streets. They stop in front of the Neptune fountain. They can visit Solidarity Museum. We can organize them also boat cruise to Westerplatte to learn more about the beginning of the Second World War. We can organize many other thematic excursions, everything according to the group expectation. In Gdynia, they can pass by through streets of ports. They can admire Błyskawica, the oldest floating destroyer on the world. And finally, they can visit the SOPOT and passing by through the longest wooden pier in Europe. The distance from the beginning till the end is approximately 500 meters. Then continue a little bit north. The group can visit MALBORK. Of course, when the group decided to spend on the north part of Poland 2-3 days, we can create for them excursion during which they can visit Tri-City, they can go to MALBORK, they can go to TORUÐ. So everything depends how many days group would like to spend on this area. In MALBORK, they can visit the biggest brick Teutonic castle in Europe with many corridors, chambers, utility rooms. They are very interesting archaeological exhibition. Other one related with military equipment, armors, and many other. Next, TORUÐ, known because of the Nicolaus Copernicus, our Polish astronomer, and known because of the beautiful old town listed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Also famous because of the gingerbreads, pierniki, which has many shapes. Some of them, they are fulfilled with the jam or marmalades. Some of them, they can even be with the different shapes, so you can use pierniki to create your own, I don't know, cake buildings. You can use it for your own purpose, not only for taste, but it can has also some architecture design, as you can see on the photo. In TORUÐ, you can organize also some workshop how to prepare gingerbreads, how to decorate gingerbread, so everything according to the group expectation. We are in Warsaw now, in capital of Poland, which was completely destroyed during the Second World War, but rebuilt at great expense. It's a cultural and economic center with modern skyscrapers, full of multimedia museums. The groups usually pass by the Old Market Square through the castle in Warsaw and continue to the old town to see the figure of the mermaid in the center of the Old Market Square. Mermaid is a symbol of Warsaw. Places visited during the trip. For example, Polin Museum. It's a museum regarding the Polish of Jews in Poland. They describe the life Polish Jews in Poland. They can visit Warsaw Uprising Museum, Royal Castle, Warsaw Ghetto, but also a park and castle in Wilanów. So there are many options to create a nice and interesting trip to the capital of Poland. Also ŻELAZOWA WOLA, located close to Warsaw, related with our Polish composer Fryderyk Chopin. We can visit the family home of Fryderyk Chopin, passing by through the Thematic park in ŻELAZOWA WOLA. In the summer, many concerts are organized there to present the Fryderyk Chopin composition. Going a little bit west, group also choose Wrocław as a point of the trip. What we can see there: Old Town, Aula Leopoldina, Ostrów Tumski, Tenential Hall, and much more. Warsaw is also called the North, Venice of North, because it's located on the Odra River, on many islands, and also consists of many bridges. So some part of the Wrocław, they are connected of bridges. That's why it's called of Venice of North. And being there, you will learn about the history about Wrocław. You will admire the Renaissance Market Square, beautiful, highly decorated facade of the burglar houses, and you will hear the legend about the gnomes. Where in Wrocław there are so many gnomes, almost in all streets. It's a funny but also very interesting story, which is belong with some political aspect of Wrocław and Poland. Next, Poznań, also one of the outstanding Renaissance Old Market Square in Poland, colorful Renaissance houses, and also in the city you will see the town hall with amazing arcade, fully decorated, with the eagle, 2 meters eagle on the top of the tower. And something else, at 12 o'clock every day on the platform under the clock, 2 goats appear and they start fighting together. Goats are symbol of the Poznań. You will see the history of this place, and also perhaps you will hear the legend of the goat. Książ Castle in Wałbrzych. Being close to Wrocław, it's good opportunity to stop for a while at Książ Castle, because it's the 3rd largest castle after Malbork Castle and Castle in Krakow. 400 rooms, utility rooms, many corridors, the magnificent Maximilian Hall with highly decorated walls and ceilings, beautiful castle park, This area and the castle has a very rich and turbulent history because of its location, because of many wars which took place on this area. The castle belonged to the different countries, belonged to the different families, which was rebuilt during centuries. Therefore, it has also a very interesting facade and interesting history of its existing. Jawor and Świdnica, the churches of peace in Jawor and Świdnica, beautifully with amazing polychromes. It's a genius of architectonical aspects. In summer time, many concert presentations are organized there, especially in Świdnica with the beautiful and all organs. So many concerts are organized there. You can learn more about the history of Jawor, Świdnica, and about the area of Wrocław. It's also good possibilities to go from Wrocław to Czech Republic or toward German. When the group are by bus, we can connect some part of Poland with the some part of Czech Republic or German. Everything according to a group needs. How to get to Poland? Of course, by bus and of course by plane. You can choose the low-cost flights or international flights. The biggest airport we have many airports. The biggest one is in Warsaw and KRAKOW. Also, Katowice is operated. Wrocław, Gdańsk. When the group would like to concentrate on the north part of Poland, it's a good idea to go to Gdańsk, or the group can come to Warsaw. We can connect some places in the center of Poland, and we can connect them with places on the north part, or even the group will start their trip in Warsaw. They can go south to Krakow, pass by earlier through Lublin. So we can connect everything according to the plan of the groups. Seasons. So the best time to come to Poland, anytime, I think. It depends what the group would like to see, would like to do here. In January and February and March, the temperature can be different. It's quite low prices, but the temperature also can be low. -20 +10 is the average temperature, but many students visit Poland in this time, a few groups of adults, some incentive. April, the weather is quite okay. It's a longer day. Temperature it's 0 or even 20 Celsius degree, but it's possible rain. Students, adults, intensive pilgrimage. Also, some group would like to learn better about our Easter tradition. May and June, it's quite high prices, but also it's good weather, the best weather to come to Poland. Also in July and August. It can be a little bit hot, but we can meet here a sunny weather. Group of adults, cultural trips, pilgrimage, conferences, all kinds of group visit places during this month. September, October with higher prices. The weather is quite okay. Temperature is between 10-20 Celsius degree. It can be possible of rain, but also it's good time to visit our country. November and December, winter time, -10, but it can be even plus temperature. It's possible of snow, but also good idea to come here to learn more about our Christmas tradition. In the main cities, usually are organized Christmas market with traditional handmade works, with traditional food, highly beautifully decorated with the Christmas decoration. Because of pandemic of coronavirus this year, and the last one is very hard to go somewhere to visit, but I hope slowly we will be able to travel again. I hope during next month the epidemiology situation give us possibility to go somewhere. Maybe at the beginning will be short trips, but slowly we will come back to normality to travel again all over the world. So if not summer, maybe spring, winter, autumn, this photo presents our seasons in Poland. And now at the end, I would like to present some programs. Some of them, they are short, some of them, they are longer. Our tourists, our groups are concentrated on different parts of Poland. Some of them choose longer trips, even takes 14 days. Some of them concentrated on, for example, trip to Krakow in 4 days, when the first day is for arrival. Of course, if the group come to Krakow or Warsaw a little bit earlier, they can organize afternoon or evening for them as well. But if the group are coming in the afternoon or in the evening, usually the first day is only for arrival, we can organize, of course, full aspects of program. Starts from transport, because we cooperate with the transport companies. We always use new and modern cars, not older than 3 years. We can organize hotel, full board, half board, entrances. We cooperate with licensed tour guides and local guide, so everything is in the organized and high level. So first day it's for arrival, second day it's for visit, for example, Krakow plus WIELICZKA, the salt mine across to Krakow. The third day it's for Auschwitz, Birkenau and Częstochowa, because also we have a school or student trip which would like to have in their program some religion aspects, so why not? And 4th day it's for departure. Or Krakow in 5 days, so 1 day longer. We can include some south part of Poland. So as usually, first day is for arrival, the second one visit for Krakow and WIELICZKA. Third day, the group can go to Pieniny and DUNAJEC to admire the rafting through Dunajec River, visit Demno Podhalańskie, continue to WADOWICE and KALWARIA ZEBRZowska, accommodation in Krakow. Later, from Krakow they can go to Auschwitz, Birkenau and Częstochowa, and again come to Krakow. Or two big cities, Krakow and Warsaw. For example, group arrival to Krakow and the same schedule, city tour in Krakow plus WIELICZKA, Demno Podhalańskie, Dunajec, KALWARIA ZEBRZowska. They can go north to Częstochowa, Warsaw. The group is accommodated date for last 2 nights. And next day they have full day or half day, depends on the group needs. A city tour of Warsaw, and the last day it's for departure. Or the group can concentrate only on Warsaw in 4 days. The similar schedule: Warsaw arrival, Warsaw visits. The group can visit, for example, city tour through old town of Warsaw. They can later concentrate on Polin Museum, Warsaw Uprising Museum. They can go to ŻELAZOWA, WOLA or Wilanów. We are open for your proposition, your program, so we can connect everything all together to create a good trip for your groups. Or the Polish mountains. Let's say start from Krakow, as usually. Krakow city tour, WIELICZKA. Next day, Auschwitz, Birkenau, KALWARIA ZEBRZowska, WADOWICE, and night in Zakopane. full day in Zakopane to learn about the tradition of north part of Poland, to know the history and cultural aspect of Zakopane, to pass by, for example, Chochołowska Valley, Dolina Chochołowska, maybe continue to Slovakia, part of the Tatra mountain, for example, to visit Spiš, later come back to direction to Pieniny for rafting through Dunajec River. Next, continue to Częstochowa. In Częstochowa, we can organize also accommodation. Then next, continue to Warsaw for visits capital of Poland, as I mentioned before, Uprising Museum, Wilanów Park, Old Market Square in Warsaw, and the next day, departure. Or if the group would like to concentrate their program on our north part of Poland, Tri-City, Stutthof, Malbork, Toruń, it's really good idea. The group starts from Gdańsk. Next, they can visit Stutthof, concentration camp, and come back to Gdańsk. So all 4 nights, the groups are accommodated in Gdańsk or Gdynia, Sopot, it depends on their expectation. Day 3, it's a Gdynia visit plus Sopot. We can also organize a visit in Oliva, in cathedral in Oliva, with the amazing and very old organ. The group can also order an organ concert. Next day, long day, but very, very interesting, to visit Malbork, Teutonic brick castle in Malbork, and plus Toruń with famous gingerbread and Old Market Square. And we come back to Gdańsk because next day it's departure. Ernest to Travel has existed on Polish and European market 15 years. We are a travel agency, tour operator based in KRAKOW in Poland. We are open for your question after this webinar. Thank you very much once again for your participation. I thank you that you found some time to again be with us. It's a big honor for us that all the time you support us, you can be with us, you can hear what we would like to say. We are for you, we are here, we are open, we are working. So if you have any question, if you have any doubts, don't hesitate, write for us. So we are here for you. Here you will find our email address. Mine is incoming@ernesto-travel.pl. You can also write on info@ernesto-travel.pl, on our website www.ernesto-travel.pl. You will find also other mails with my colleagues which care about other sectors, Spanish, Italian, German sectors. So please feel free to contact us, and I hope to see with you soon. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.